The Book of Disquiet by Fernando Pessoa. Section 48. To understand, I destroyed myself. To understand is to forget about loving. I know nothing more simultaneously false and telling than the statement by Leonardo da Vinci that we cannot love or hate something until we've understood it. Solitude devastates me. Company oppresses me. The presence of another person derails my thoughts. I dream of the other person's presence with a strange absent-mindedness that no amount of my analytical scrutiny can define. 49. Isolation has carved me in its image and likeness. The presence of another person, of any person whatsoever, instantly slows down my thinking, and while for a normal man, contact with others is a stimulus to spoken expression and wit, for me, it is a counter-stimulus, if this compound word be linguistically permissible. When all by myself, I can think of all kinds of clever remarks, quick comebacks to what no one said, and flashes of witty sociability with nobody. But all of this vanishes when I face someone in the flesh. I lose my intelligence. I can no longer speak, and after half an hour, I just feel tired. Yes, talking to people makes me feel like sleeping. Only my ghostly and imaginary friends, only the conversations I have in my dreams, are genuinely real and substantial, and in them intelligence gleams like an image in a mirror. The mere thought of having to enter into contact with someone else makes me nervous. A simple invitation to dinner with a friend produces an anguish in me that's hard to define. The idea of any social obligation whatsoever, attending a funeral, dealing with someone about an office matter, going to the station to wait for someone I know or don't know, the very idea disturbs my thoughts for an entire day, and sometimes I even start worrying the night before so that I sleep badly. When it takes place, the dreaded encounter is utterly insignificant, justifying none of my anxiety, but the next time is no different. I never learned to learn. My habits are of solitude, not of men. I don't know if it was Rousseau or Seneca who said this, but it was some mind of my species, it being perhaps too much to say of my race. 50. A firefly flashes forward at regular intervals. Around me, the dark countryside is a huge lack of sound that almost smells pleasant. The peace of all this is painful and oppressive. An amorphous tedium smothers me. I rarely go to the country, and almost never for a whole day or to spend the night, but since the friend in whose house I'm staying wouldn't let me turn down his invitation, today I came out here, feeling all embarrassed, like a bashful person going to a big party. I arrived here in good spirits. I've enjoyed the fresh air and wide-open landscape. I ate a good lunch and supper, and now, late at night, in my unlit room, the uncertain surroundings fill me with anxiety. The window of the room where I am to sleep looks out onto the open field, onto an indefinite field that is all fields, onto the vast and vaguely starry night in which a breeze that cannot be heard is felt. Sitting next to the window, I contemplate with my senses in the nothingness of the universal life outside. There is, at this hour, a disquieting harmony, extending from the visible invisibility of everything to the slightly rough wood of the white sill, where my left hand rests sideways on the old cracked paint. And yet, how often I've longingly envisioned this peace that I would almost flee if I could do so easily and gracefully. How often back home among the tall buildings and narrow streets I've supposed that peace, prose, and definitive reality would be here, among natural things, rather than there, where the tablecloth of civilization makes me forget the already painted pine it covers. And now that I'm here, feeling healthy and tired after a good long day, I'm restless. I feel trapped. I'm homesick. I don't know if it happens only to me or to everyone who, through civilization, has been born a second time. But for me, and perhaps for other people like me, it seems that what's artificial has become natural, and what's natural is now strange. Or rather, it's not that what's artificial has become natural, it's simply that what's natural has changed. I have no use for motor vehicles. I have no use for the products of science, telephones, telegraphs, which make life easy, nor for its fanciful byproducts, phonographs, radios, which make life amusing for those who are amused by such things. None of that interests me. None of it appeals. But I love the Tagus because of the big city along its shore. I delight in the sky because I see it from the 4th floor on a downtown street. Nothing nature or the country can give me compares with the jagged majesty of the tranquil, moonlit city, as seen from Graca or Sao Pedro de Alcántara. There are no flowers for me, like the variegated coloring of Lisbon on a sunny day. The beauty of a naked body is only appreciated by cultures that use clothing. Modesty is important for sensuality, like resistance for energy. Artificiality is the best way to enjoy what's natural. Whatever I've enjoyed in these vast fields, I've enjoyed because I don't live here. One who has never lived under constraints doesn't know what freedom is. Civilization is an education in nature. Artificiality is the path for appreciating what's natural. We should never, however, take the artificial for the natural. It's the harmony between the natural and the artificial that constitutes the natural state of the superior human soul.